2020 has certainly been an interesting year, and whilst I could talk about many different things that happened this year, one thing in particular that I thought would be appropriate to discuss on this channel is some of the best moments that I personally found in Kingdom Hearts in 2020. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this type of video to round off the year is because at the start of the year, Kingdom Hearts content was what brought a lot of people to my channel. Now, I did not grow my channel anywhere near as much as I could over this year because my uploading was atrocious. My consistency was like non-existent. I was never uploading. I mean, I'd upload one video, then I'd upload another video like 2 months later, and then I'd upload a video and then I'd kind of take it down because it was trash, and then I'd be like, hold on, let me make another video, and that wouldn't be until like 3 weeks later. So my uploading was all over the place. So of course people were not willing to subscribe because there was no consistency and I wasn't consistently making the same type of videos. I'd talk about one thing and then a completely different topic, and you know, so my channel was a mess pretty much all the way up until last month. It wasn't really until after Melody of Memory came out where I actually sat down and said, you know what, this is what my channel is: thoughts, theories, analysis, discussion, let's get it. It wasn't really until then when I decided that. So really, it's only been a month where I've been making content solid and at a certain level of quality. And you can see that if you look back at my videos. Whilst I had some cool ideas or interesting things to say before that point, I just think that it really was only about a month ago where I actually had some steady consistency in the quality of my content, and that has been reflected in the response. I've had a better response so far. I've had a lot of you guys really enjoying the content. I've had more subscribers per video, so when I put a video out, more people tend to subscribe than before, you know, because it's of a better quality. There's more consistency now. When you look at my channel, you can see some consistent branding. You know, it's like the thumbnails look similar, the titles are similar. You're like, okay, I can get behind what this guy is trying to put out, you know. And so I really do appreciate everyone who's subscribed to my channel in the last month, and of course before that. And especially if you subscribed to me from all the way back in January 2019, because you had no Kingdom Hearts videos from this channel for a whole year. I made that theory and then I ghosted. Like, there was nothing in 2019. And again, you know, I missed so many opportunities throughout 2019 to grow my channel, but that's all gonna change. Going into 2021, we're going to have a lot more content over here. I'm going to do a lot more different things. Of course, Kingdom Hearts will not be the only thing I'm going to be discussing. I've already made videos on Nier, for example, because Nier is one of my favorite things. And so you best believe with Replicant and Reincarnation coming out and hitting these streets, you best believe there's going to be content in regards to those games as well. So for any Nier fans out there, any Yoko Taro fans, any Drakengard fans, be prepared for content in regards to those things. And of course, if you're a JRPG fan or an RPG fan in general, because JRPGs are not the only thing I'm going to be covering. In fact, RPGs are not the only thing I'm going to be covering. But if you guys enjoy just analysis and discussions and thoughts and theories, then be prepared for a lot more of that next year. I am not about to promise anything schedule-wise because I already know that anything could happen. If we look at this year as an example, we should all know that. But anyway, that's enough from me in terms of the intro and my little, you know, shoehorned in update. You guys have come here to know about what I personally think is some of the best moments in regards to Kingdom Hearts in 2020. I picked out 7 because there were 7 moments in particular that made an impression on me, and I couldn't find an 8th one without forcing it. So I just stuck with 7, and you know, 7 is a bit of a symbolic number in Kingdom Hearts, right? So I thought it'd be kind of appropriate, and these moments are going to be ranked from 7 to 1, with 1 being the thing that made the biggest impression on me and 7 being what made the least impression on me. But bear in mind, all of these moments did make a pretty good impression on me, hence why they're in this video. But anyway, without further ado, allow me to present to you the 7 best moments in Kingdom Hearts in 2020. In my humble opinion. Now, Now, this moment is ranked at number 7 because whilst it did make quite an impression on me, it was one of those things that I kind of saw coming, and it was also something that was long overdue. So it made an impression on me for sure, because it was like, damn, that's really what the truth was. It was really Ventus that was behind this, you know. And I mean, it wasn't exactly Ventus, it was darkness, but you know, darkness possessing Ventus, yada yada. It was still quite interesting to see. And it was certainly a big revelation that a lot of us were just like, what, you know, it really was him. And a lot of the arguments that were going on, you know, for a while about whether it was Ventus or Brain or Laurium, you know, that was all ended with this scene. And so it was a great scene to have come out this year. It was long overdue, and I'm glad we got it. And it was definitely something that I saw and thought, damn, you know, things is getting really interesting over in Union right now. So it definitely was something that caught my attention and left an impression for sure. This was such a great moment, simply for the fact that, again, it was something I think a good amount of people saw coming, but it was still a very epic moment when it happened. I really liked just the way how Brain was with his questioning and how it was leading up to it. You could tell that this was leading up to something with all his questions, like he's about to do something or say something, something's about to happen. You know, it was quite clear that something was about to be revealed, something was going to happen. And of course, Brain reveals that he has the Master Defender, and it was a great moment. There was a lot that was confirmed, deconfirmed, and discussed, all because of that. So it's at number 6 because whilst it definitely did stand out to me of all the things that have come out this year, it was again something that I kind of saw coming, but it wasn't something I saw coming as much as I saw the truth behind Strelexia's death coming. Like, the truth behind Strelexia's death to me was a bit more of an obvious thing we were going to get this year. And even with it being Ventus, as cool as that was of a reveal, it wasn't as shocking to me. Brain with his Keyblade, again, very cool, very interesting, but something a good amount of people have speculated, so not the biggest shock, but still very, very cool in terms of its execution. So for that reason, it's at number 6. Now, this here was a moment that I really did enjoy seeing, mostly because ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to see Kairi just do some really cool stuff. We all have. I've seen so many people say, you know, when's Kairi going to be a badass? When's Kairi going to finally do something? And I think with Melody of Memory, with this particular scene, we started seeing Kairi a bit more in her element. Of course, she still wasn't able to handle Xehanort because it'd be ridiculous if she could. But it was cool to see her do some little things, some cool new tricks. And whilst I do think we're kind of getting strung along with Kairi, like, I'm not going to lie, we are getting strung along a little bit here. It was cool to see her development and to see how she was saying that she wants to train under Aqua, for example. And of course, the moment where Xehanort struck the Kingdom Key and we saw Kairi holding it, that moment was, you know, like, it was definitely like, what the hell? Like, but yeah, of course, it turned out it was Sora, you know. But even so, this moment did definitely stand out to me and leave an impression. So whilst I think it would have been much, much better if it was purely Kairi's fight, at the end of the day, for what they showed, I thought it was pretty cool. We also finally got answers about Kairi's past, and again, whilst it was things many of us had speculated and already guessed, there was some new things that had consequences relating to unreality and the next phase of Kingdom Hearts, you know. So I quite like how that was all tied together. I mean, it was certainly more surprising to me than the previous 2 on the list, but it didn't leave as much of an impression on me as the next 4. And so for that reason, it's at number 5.
Riku, are you ready?
Yeah, we can do this. Let's go!
Now, this moment definitely made an impression on me, and I'm sure it made an impression on almost everyone else as well. This was not something I expected to see at all. I definitely didn't expect this from Remind, but I'm very, very glad it was there. You know, as soon as I got to this part, I just thought, man, this is what I want more of in Kingdom Hearts. One of the things that makes Kingdom Hearts so great is its combat, its gameplay. It's got such a cool style to it. Kingdom Hearts is very good at capturing coolness. It's very good at making cool, epic moments, you know, hype moments. And this was easily a hype moment. I was smiling the entire time. It was great. The little lines of dialogue said between the characters like Ventus and Roxas and stuff, it was brilliant. And the music and everything, it was just put together so damn well. So it definitely was something that stood out to me for sure. And it stood out to me way more than the previous 3 things I mentioned. My top 3 are just 3 other moments that really stood out to me, and one of them is very closely linked to this one.
No, I can't give up.
Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse with the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. If you had told me that he would be part of one of the best moments in Kingdom Hearts, I don't know. I would have maybe believed you because he's been in some kind of cool scenes before. Like, one of my favorite scenes from Kingdom Hearts 2 was "They'll pay for this," where he rips off the jacket. I love that scene. I always loved it. So he's had some cool scenes, but this blows the rest of them out the water easily. No effort, no debate. One of the best scenes easily. Gameplay wise, it was great. I know it was mostly just action commands. I don't care. It was epic. The music was gorgeous. Everything about it was just done perfectly. You can feel the struggle. You can feel just that push. You gotta keep going. It all kind of came down to Mickey. I know Sora was trying to save everyone, but if Mickey had messed up here, I mean, all the Guardians would pretty much, it would have been a wrap. And so it's just great how in this moment, Mickey was what everything rested on, and I just love how it all came together. Of course, Sora helped him in the end because Sora helps everyone in the end, but it was a gorgeous scene all the same. Beautiful music, as I said, really well done. I love just how cinematic it is. Like, I've always loved Kingdom Hearts' cinematic gameplay, but it's moments like this that really bring out the best of it, you know, and it's just so damn good. And I can easily say it was not something I expected. Like, when I saw him stand up and then the information tab came in, oh my gosh, there was no way. I just didn't see it coming. It was so epic. And that coming right after the moment with the Guardians and the vessels, like, those 2 things put together, it was ridiculously epic. So I just had to throw this in at number 3, because whilst I love the Guardians and the vessels, this definitely just, it was just too epic to put at number 4. I mean, it's top 3 for 2020, but it's definitely like top 10 for Kingdom Hearts in general as a series. So this moment definitely had to go at number 3. Now, you may not have expected this one to be at number 2. You may not have expected this. You may be sitting there like, Next Gen, what are you doing? What the heck are you doing? What do you mean the Strelexia conversation with Laurium? What do you mean the white coat? What do you mean? Listen, one thing I really like is simple scenes. I love scenes that are very simple but convey a lot and have a lot of mystery to them. A lot of the other things that are on the list so far have been really cool epic scenes, but 2 of them were kind of predictable, and the other 2 didn't really have any great implications for the series or lead to any real speculation. They were just epic moments. But this moment was gorgeous, and it was very mysterious and left a lot of questions. Now, I personally, because I was so inconsistent with my content this year, I was not someone who made any content or any theories in regards to Strelexia and her white coat. And if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really know what to make of it. But I do think people put out some very interesting ideas about it. Remember, I've ranked these scenes in terms of what's made an impression on me. And this scene had me thinking about a lot of things. Like, it really did hit me hard, because I thought, man, what the heck is going on there? It was so strange. Like, it was such a strange thing, and I was just really trying to understand like what was going on with Streletsia and the white coat. And of course, I loved the conversation between her and Laurium, and I loved it because Laurium, again, we previously knew him as Marluxia. It just gave a nice softer side. We see that he's got a sister, so you know, we didn't know that, but he's got a sister, and his sister's Streletsia, and Streletsia is dead, and then Streletsia appears in this white coat, and then she floats, and what is going on? You know, it was very, very interesting. I promise I did not pick it just to be shocking or to be a hipster. I genuinely found it to be a very, very impactful moment. Is she dead still, or is she kind of alive? Is she an angel? Is she the, you know, is she the specter that Marluxia has in his boss battle in Chain of Memories? Like, it was just, it is kind of bumped up a bit higher because it's still very relevant to what comes next, I'm going to imagine. Like, we still are curious, like, what is that white coat? What does that mean for the future? I don't think that was a random decision by Nomura. I've got a feeling that's going to have some implications down the road, but what exactly, we don't know. So for all these reasons, whilst it may seem random, this one is at number 2.
Hey, wait!
I accidentally wandered into this place and went through some trials. Then, I was told to save Sora.
Huh? Then what's with the weapon?
Time to end this.
Okay, so I'm kind of cheating with this one because it's not really a moment, it's more like a few different moments and scenes, but I had to put it like this because otherwise Yuzora was just going to take up like half the list. So I didn't think that would be fair, but I think it should be very clear with how many videos I've made in regards to Virum Rex and Yuzora. Yuzora is definitely something that has stood out to me. Virum Rex, the Nameless Star, the lot of it. Everything to do with this other side, this other world, everything related to Yuzora is fascinating to me. It made the biggest impact on me, and it has to go at number 1 because if I'm going to be honest with you, if this wasn't around, like if Yuzora wasn't a thing, if this hadn't been the secret ending, I'm not sure I'd even be making content on Kingdom Hearts, in all honesty, because if you look at my earliest videos on Kingdom Hearts, all of them are about Virum Rex or Yuzora or the Nameless Star, like something in relation to that, because that made the biggest impact on me. I kept talking about it and I've continued to speak about it because it is so fascinating, not just because people like watching it, not just because it's part of the next phase of Kingdom Hearts, but because it just really grabbed my attention. You know, I just couldn't, like, to me, it was crazy seeing Yuzora wake up in his car and the versus parallels and the fact that he's in another universe and he's from a video game and the way he met Sora and he's like saying the same lines that Sora said in Kingdom Hearts 1. Nuts. His boss battle, crazy. The things he could do in the boss battle, take the Kupo coin, take the Keyblade. It's just, you know, and then this guy's like, I accidentally wandered into this place and went through some trials. Then I was told to save Sora. And you're like, what is this guy talking about? Then you gotta fight him. You probably got your ass kicked. And after getting your ass kicked, you see Sora turn to crystal. You're like, why is Sora crystal now? What is going on? Is Sora dead? Is he gone? What? And if you do manage to beat him, then you see a similar ending, but it's different because now he's in his car. But then you see someone who very closely resembles Luxord as his driver. And it's just like, why are there 2 endings? What the heck is going on? Craziness. Like, I would have put practically every single thing about Yuzora and Virum Rex in the video, so I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make all of it as a collective number 1, because every single thing in relation to Yuzora and Virum Rex bypasses everything else that's been on the list so far. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. If Virum Rex wasn't what it was, like if this wasn't what was shown to us, if we'd seen something that kind of seemed a bit generic or not too interesting, honestly, like, I can't say that I would have had as much interest in Kingdom Hearts, and it is the thing that I am really looking forward to understanding in the next phase, and I know a lot of you guys are definitely excited to see it as well. This Virum Rex stuff, especially the stuff that came out this year, is some of the best stuff in the entire series, easily. Like, it's just fascinating stuff. So without a shadow of a doubt, Virum Rex is definitely at my number 1 spot. Easily. I am very, very interested to see what the future holds in regards to Unreality and Yuzora and all of this stuff, and I know a lot of you guys are too. But anyway, that has been my 7 picks for the best moments of Kingdom Hearts in 2020. I'm sure you may have your own picks, your own thoughts, your own moments, so be sure to share them in the comments below. Of course, this is just my opinion, this is what I personally think, But if you've got your own thoughts and your own take and your own opinion on things, of course, let me know in the comments. We've had a good amount of Kingdom Hearts content this year. I mean, we was like getting nothing for years, and then boom, boom, boom. This year has been a whole bunch of things. Next year, we're still going to have the mobile games and content from those things. So that should be quite interesting. And then, of course, in 2022, man, I don't know what Nomura's got planned, but I'm very interested to see. I hope it's going to be something as crazy as he's making it out to be. But you know, I'm very interested to see what's going to drop in 2022, man. But anyway, I've said more than enough for this video, so I'm going to sign off and leave it there. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and of course remember to comment if you have anything to share. If you would like to see more content similar to this, then be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified when I drop new videos. Anyway, my name is NextGenNovelist. I will see all of you guys next year, and that's all I've got to say, and I'm out. Peace.